Hey, what's up guys, WhirlXbow back here, and today you'll notice that the win rate's different, and that's because I fucked up another recording. I don't know why my OBS has been doing this thing where it's been switching to recording my other monitor, and I have not been noticing, but I just recorded an hour-long video of 3 really good games with some really good talking points in between, and then I was recording my OBS the entire time. So it was like a podcast, but I don't want to upload. That's fucking bullshit. Anyways. So with that tilting experience out of the way, we went 2-1. We faced one more priest. We're going to talk about why my deck is super shit against priest and other combo-y control decks. We faced a Dark Glare Warlock. And then we also faced a Hunter, which is surprising. And I had a perfect name for the video as well because it was a very intense game. It actually went super late into Fatigue, so I had a really cool title for it and everything. And then I was recording my OBS. Anyways, now that I can actually making sure that I'm recording the right thing, let's jump right into the first game. Alright guys, I will see you there. Alright, a Warlock. I'm going with this as most likely Dark Glare. So I am going to keep a Brawl. If it's not Dark Glare, I mean, it could also be Zoo, which Brawl is really good against. Lord Barov is also really solid against both of those decks. So I'm happy with this draw. I'm still trying out the studies. I don't think it should be in the deck. Oh, it's the even one. Okay, so we're still playing Giants, just even Giants. They have slightly more threats, but they're much slower. Zilix is by far the best one here. Yeah. Shut up. Yeah, so these giant style decks are really weak, I find, to my style of deck. Just because it's hard for them to beat hero powers. Or to have, beat someone with a lot of health that's also playing a lot of removal. So, yeah. I was supposed to get to bed early today, but no luck in that. He misplayed already. No, I don't counter his misplay by a misplay. Your power is fine. Yeah, he should have waited to play that till this turn, because he could have tapped last turn, tapped this turn, and play that. Or, no, he could not have. I'm misremembering turns. That's if he went first. So I guess that means he just didn't have Mountain Giant on turn 2, or turn 3, which, I mean, is really solid for me. I do have Barov, though. I basically just need a stall for now. If he doesn't kill this guy, I mean, Zilix is a really solid answer here. Whenever he deals damage, right? No, whenever this thing takes damage. Going tap Mountain Giant? Oh, shit. I was not expecting that, actually. Statistically, this kills nothing. This generates a 3/4. Okay. If this didn't kill anything, it theoretically traded for both of his minions, so it is correct. I am not at high enough armor, in my opinion. Yeah, Soul Shatter or Soul Shear. I know his card almost list or card for. I know his list almost card for card, so I know exactly when I'm able to be aggressive and when I can't. I guess that's the perks of playing that deck for 50 games. Oh, again. When that's the first deck you play, you know you're not in the greatest position. So that would bring me up to full cards in hand. I'd have to draw exactly. I guess there's how many cards is that? 5? There's 6 I can draw. Or 5 I can draw that I can play. I mean, that's, I guess, worth it. I think it's better than anything else. Zilix is really... No. I think I should use that as a late game win con. I like this. This is super, super safe. I think I like to save this because he's going to draw so many cards where I'm going to be able to do this for 8 just killing him because he's going to be low enough. I won't even have to, if he draws 4... Fatigue, he might just die. Alright, that's super fine with me. Sword and Board would be probably the best draw. Brawl is okay. Yeah, Brawl is fine. I just don't want the 2-3 to survive here. Even then, I guess I dealt with the 2 bigger things. That's fine. I'm basically looking for a really good opportunity to Barov into Bladestorm. I'm just looking for a very good opportunity to do that. And see, like, he's just still drawing cards. Fine with that. Now that's a big thing. And also, because I drew this, I'm going for this play. Kill both of his things. He's saving his lives for raised deads for later, which, I mean, I'm fine with that. I have 2 more board wipes in hand. I actually have a very interesting way to kill that. Okay. Let's both Sun Furies down. Coerce is a very solid draw, but is Coerce the... I think this is the better play here. That's... I was about to say, I can't count, and then I remembered because of his because of his ability. In my head, I did it. I was like, okay, this is... should theoretically clear the board, possibly. I lost the 50-50, but that's fine. The 6/6 taunt is actually kind of obnoxious for him to deal with without a Bitterbone. Because it doesn't just die to a Soul Shear, it needs to be Soul Shear into the file. So, I mean, I'm fine with that. Soul Shear into Hellfire. He's actually much lower than this in cards in his deck. He only has 11 cards in deck, by the way. Because he has gain 8 here. Alright, that's an answer. Ah, that was a mistake. I should have just held. Taking 8 is not the end of the world for me, which is why I should have just held. Right, I mean, it was actually just take 0. That's a really good raise that for us, if it hit this. I take 7 here, that's fine. I want to just get him to commit a lot to the board, thinking I have no more removal in hand. It would have been really nice, though, to hit on one of the most quiet turns, Dr. Bone. Play something else. He's at 16 with 8 cards left in deck. That's fine. Because I drew that, I'm able to do this. So he's at 16 with, I can't do math, 7 cards left in deck. So 7 with both Coldlight Oracles, that's a really good raise that target. Or hit, I guess. It's some of the weaker ones that hit. Do I just do that? I mean, I can't just do this. Okay, so threats he has left, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 max. 6 threats max left. I have a Bladestorm that could most likely kill a lot of them. But he's so low. Continue drawing cards, buddy. 5 with gain 2 left in now. Here I think it's just a Brawl. So gain 2. Yeah, I mean this is happening almost every single time. I want to save the Bladestorm to kill super big things. I can take 8. I don't want to commit the Shield Slam. It's my last piece of removal. Okay, he's at 14. So he has 1 Hellfire left, 1 Mountain Giant left, 2 Facelesses, or 2... yeah, Faceless Shamblers left, 2 Flesh Giants, Raised Dead. What else does he have left? Defiles? Defiles. Alright. so this is 4 now in hand. Or 12 damage in hand. Okay, so he's dead here. Unless he gains life somehow. Again, it's a really shit card to hit, right? You can do math, right? So he takes 4, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's only 10. He'd be at 1. I can take 6. I mean, I could take 6. He's dead next turn. 11 is 5 cards, yeah. I can't do math. He just needs to commit everything to the board here. Hoping to survive. This is also why I don't like Mojo Master Ziki. I think that card's actually trash in the list. I much prefer a bigger piece of removal. Beautiful. I didn't miscount right now. No, I didn't. I can do basic math. I mean, even then, I was at 67 health. There's no way 16 damage was going to kill me. No matter what he had in hand. Unless it was exactly Mechadune and he's, like, Cataclysm type thing. Hey, we're back to rank 4. After a pitiful performance yesterday, we're back to rank 4. Let's go, boys. But yeah, okay, so I guess I can talk a little bit more about this deck standing in the meta, which is something that I spent probably like 5 minutes talking about in my failed recording. Okay, so the reason this deck is really, really weak to control, but it's able to beat things like that deck fairly easily, and it's able to beat things like, I guess, less control but more priest. Can't really beat the combo paladin decks, can't really beat Mecha'thun. It's just because those decks win the game. They don't rely on damage to win the game. I mean, yes, the priest does theoretically, but the priest damage is like, yes, I rely on damage, but I'm throwing 200 damage at you type thing. So for them, they just have better tools than you. So, right, I counted, right? I was playing 13 minions in my deck, I think, if my math is not off. Playing 13 minions in your deck means you can't rush them down fast enough in order to make it so that combo doesn't kill you. You can't put enough pressure on him so he doesn't necessarily play Anduin on 8 and Raz on 5. I guess a deck like Demon Hunter, they can't necessarily do that with a really good draw. Against a class like Dark Glare, they can't necessarily do that. If they drop a Raz on 8, they're taking like 16 and there's no coming back from that type thing. But against our deck, it's like we have a 2 attack minion on the board on turn 3. Like, that's the biggest 3 drop we can play. So they can just drop Raza freely on 5 and then Anduin freely on 8, not having to worry about them killing things, and then just send all of their damage at my face. Sure, I'm at 60 health. The thing is, I'm getting 4 health a turn, they're dealing 8 damage to me a turn. Eventually I will die. Also, they have like a whole bunch of ways to deal extra damage, right? Like, the guy that whenever you use a hero power, deal 4. And then they have Reno to heal himself back up. So that's why, like, it's really hard to beat decks like those. But against decks like aggro, right, those 17 spells, right, 13 minions, 17 spells, those 17 spells are just in the deck basically to counter aggro decks. Shield blocks gain health. Sword and boards kill something and gain health. Shield slams kill something. Brawls, Coerce, Bladestorms, Plague of Wrath, all those things kill things. And then our minions are also played in the deck the same way, right? Dyn-o-matic kills things. The 1/3 gains you health. The 2/3 Evil Quartermaster, I think, gains you health and gives you an extra minion that can help you control the board. That's why this deck is designed to beat those. I'm 100% confident that due to how I have the deck built, I'm throwing probably a 30% chance at beating Priest down the drain to raise my win rate against aggro by like 10% type thing. So like I'm probably at a 10% win rate, if that, against Priest, but like a 60-70% win rate against aggro. And I'm perfectly fine with that. Like, that's how I have the deck built. The deck is designed to beat aggro. If you're facing a lot of aggro decks, I'd say play this. Don't play Priest. If you're facing a lot of warriors, play Priest. Like, I don't think Priest can ever beat a rogue right now in the meta. But warriors, like, your rogues instant concede. I just talked to someone, like, today that's played 200 games of rogue this season. And he's like, yeah, my warrior games are actually just escape concede as soon as I queue into a warrior. Because there's no point of wasting 20 minutes, like 10 to 20 minutes, playing a game that you just lose because your opponent has 50 health on turn 5. You know, and you have not been able to kill him. So, like, this deck is designed to beat decks like that. If you're queuing into a lot of priests, don't play this deck. You will lose every single game. Play something like another priest, or a demon hunter, or a rogue. Rogues, like, fucking fuck priests in the asshole. Like, I don't know where else to put it. Anyways, with that being said, let's jump right into the next game. Right, guys? I will see you there. So, Shaman... There's, like, 3 possible Shaman decks. There are 2 of those more slow, control-y decks, and then there's the aggro decks. So slower, control-y decks are like the Shudderwock combo decks. They are the Jade deck, where the more aggro one is like even. I think those slower, control-y decks we have a very hard time of beating, because they have, again, win cons. Shudderwock is a super good win con. Jades are a really good win con. They're constant threats throughout your game. Even, on the other hand, just loses, because they can't beat the fact that my hero powers gain 4 health, and my cards either gain me health or kill your things. So, looking at the start, I'm feeling it's a Shudderwock. No, he does not play in Quest, so I don't think it's Shudderwock or Jade. I think it's just honestly a shit draw in aggro. Or it could be Big. Big also loses to us, by the way. Or it can be Burn? I didn't think Burn Shaman was a thing, but if it's Burn Shaman, I have bad news for you, bud. You don't win this one. This is super aggressive, but I don't think leaving Spirit of the Frog up is correct. Actually, he had 0 mana. He had 0 mana. I am retarded. I kind of forgot that that deck overloads itself. And that if it doesn't hit the deload, de-overload, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it doesn't have threats. I could have just waited and hero powered. That's actually an insane card to get. Never mind. These are all terrible. Unless I take the piece of removal. I don't need the card draw, and I think 1/1 taunts are kind of useless. They actually hinder me with Bladestorm. So, and judging by his turn 3 play, which was deal me 6 to the face, I think it should be fine. Okay. Like, if you want to, my guy. Is it like an Overload Shaman? I mean, I'm kind of glad that's actually just better. I don't have to throw away the 2-drop that is going to be gaining me armor until he decides to kill it. I don't know what his deck does, and I'm kind of worried for that. It feels super, like, it has to be an aggro deck due to... Oh, he gave up. Okay. I think he gave up after seeing the fact that I'm at 40 health, and... yeah. My plan is just to hit hero power every single turn. I turned my 2/3 into a 4/2. That is kind of shit. He crackled himself in the face twice. He just wants it to be over. He can concede. Yeah, he's actually just playing Burn Shaman. This deck would crush Warlock. This deck would beat Warlock almost every single time, I think. Solely due to, again, this deck is designed to beat Warlocks. If you queue into the deck that gains 20 health in 3 turns, you won't beat it. Alright. So I guess I just queue up into the next one. That game wasn't really a game. Kind of, I guess, proves the point where if you're playing a deck that's designed to go face, it's not Priest, you won't beat this deck. Anyways, I guess let's just jump right into the next one. So if I was playing by myself and I wasn't recording this for a video, this was an escape concede. But, I mean, I guess there's still theoretically possibilities of me winning. It's a chance. It's a very, very small chance. But there's still a chance. He kept his entire hand, which makes me think he has both Raza and Anduin on 5 and then 8. So if that's his curve, he wins. Congrats. Oh, it's not... Highlander. Okay. Oh, it's N'Zoth. He's gonna get infinite copies of N'Zoth. I forgot how they do it, but I know they play a lot of copies of N'Zoth. And I lose to him getting a lot of copies of N'Zoth. Very hard. I cannot beat a lot of copies of that card. I do not have enough board wipes. I need to find a way to kill him before he can do that. I forgot how he did it, but he got like 15 copies of N'Zoth one time I played him. Or playing this style of deck. He also has like other resurrect cards and... How did he complete his quest? Has he only played like 2 Death Rattle minions last time I remember? I'm mumbling right now, so you probably can't hear me. But... Various Crowley, I guess? Yeah, I think it's the most solid one overall. I don't know if I can win this one. I feel like this one's gonna be a really, really tough one. Is it? What the fuck is this AIDS? The difference between AIDS and what's going on right here. Why would you... I mean, I guess it dilutes my draw, but... Huh? I remember at one point there was a Weasel Tunneler deck. I don't remember what it did, though. This needs to die. He completes quest next turn. I don't like that whatsoever. I'm dumb. I should have waited before doing that because this could give me the deal 2 damage. I could have hit there. Just never punished. Okay. So far you split a whole bunch of small minions. And double Weasel Tunneler. But I feel like in a deck like this you're not playing this off. Is your goal just to, like, hopefully I draw like shit? If that's your goal, buddy. Newsflash? It's gonna happen either way, but I'm at 66 life. I wonder how he wins. Okay. Okay. The odds of that happening were very, very low, but it happened. And he hits it off the race it as well. Okay. 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 As soon as I draw Elysiana, I think I win the game. Yeah, so the thing is, my deck is designed to go into a late game. How does your deck win? Eventually I will draw Weasel Tunnelers, right? Or I will draw Elysiana, and boom, and then I win. Right? I remember hearing fables of a Weasel Tunneler deck, and I remember hearing that it wasn't great. Because I feel like I don't understand how he would win. I mean, he might win through like a Mechathune, but... And like the Weasel Tunnels are in there to like slow me down. Okay, he's put a lot of Weasel Tunnelers into my deck. Okay. Okay. I don't think I want to give him back this question mark. I mean, I always could. I have no real way to wipe his board here. Oh, I guess I have this. I kind of want to empty out my hand. I put 4 more into my deck, but I return him 1. Okay. I'm not quite sure what his deck does still. And I just feel like I'm going to lose to it because there's probably some combo. There's no card that just summons every Weasel Tunneler from your opponent's deck, right? Like on your side of the board. He's just playing anti-combo deck. Where he wants you to draw all of your things. This is a fairly solid card. Is it anti-Highlander Priest? That's what it feels like. It feels like it's actually just an anti-Highlander Priest deck. I need 2 cards to win this game in my deck. 1 in 15?
You are safe now.
I'm honestly worried about Mecha'thun. It's kind of the only thing I'm worried about. Alright, let's slow your roll, boy. But yeah, I am honestly terrified of Mecha'thun. The thing with Mecha'thun is that it can kill me no matter how much health I have. So even if I have all of the health, I can still just die. But if Amara is his win con, I'm fine. Because eventually I'll wipe the Amara. Even if he can, like, play multiple copies of it. As long as it's a single threat, I can just kill it. I mean, that's if I draw all my removal when there's 12 cards in my deck that are not mine.
You are safe now.
Okay. That's fine, I guess. I'm playing this here because I might as well play it. There's no point in me holding it in hand. My plan is to Coldlight Oracle, hopefully into Coldlight Oracle. Or into a board wipe. His plan is to heal the 8-4 here. I take 8 here, but that's fine. He's at 40 health, cool. It just means it takes more fatigue to kill you. I mean, against a normal deck, this would be, like, really broken. Against a deck that has 82 health, not so much. Against a deck that is looking to draw all of the cards. I mean, I guess I could do that. Just pull the trigger now. Might as well. It burns 4 cards for him. Baku is kind of a shit draw. I actually kind of want to draw the other garbage that's in my deck. Just not play the Weasel Tunnelers. Yeah, I guess I just dropped this. I don't really want to play the Weasel Tunnelers. What was that? Summon 2 1/1 whoops, gain each death row for friendly minis that died this game. Huh. They just draw you a shitload of cards. How is that any good? I guess it's not. To be fair, I might have just drawn him into combo. What did he take a brain for? I'm honestly terrified of why he took Brann. That's good for me. Not really anymore, but I mean, so it could be worse for me. Coerce that. I was hoping to draw Elysiana and Boom before I drew all these Weasel Tunnelers. I see. So I lose. So I had to hit the Benedictus. Huh. Okay. Fun game. My deck is actually still surprisingly good, which is what I'm scared of.
Clean up this mess.
Ah. I see. I guess I lose to fatigue is the big thing. I don't lose to his deck.
Slay them.
I lose to the fact that he has more cards in his deck than I do. That's really, really bad for me. I did not think he was just playing Benedictus in his deck, if I'm being honest. Benedictus is just the type of card that I was honestly thinking, like, doesn't exist. I kind of forgot that that was an actual card. Buddy, your game plan is to fatigue me, not give me more cards. The longer it goes, the more I might be able to survive fatigue. I can't survive 13 cards of fatigue. I mean, if he gives me more Weasel Tunnelers, I guess I could. If that's Benedictus and Brann, I definitely can't.
Class dismissed. Now time for the real lesson.
Oh, that's also a card, huh? This is actually a stupid, interesting form of priest.
Don't keep your thoughts to yourself.
Odds on that being a Weasel Tunneler is really high right now. That draws a Weasel Tunneler. Oh, that's a really good draw. I can theoretically kill anything that survives, so it's fine. Okay, perfect. I only have to play the Dyn-o-matic. I don't have to hit with my face. The problem that I'm having is that it's still so many difference in fatigue. That Benedictus was kind of popping. Wormrest Pure. That's an insane minion to hit. I want to concede this game. If I don't draw Boom next turn, I concede this game, I think. Boom is the only way I have a chance at coming back. He's summoning a 7/6 here that I can't target. The thing is, my deck is full of nothing, is the big thing. Like... it's gonna be us passing around Weasel Tunnelers until the end of days. I don't want a Reckless Fury here. Honestly, I'm fine with it just being us passing back Weasel Tunnelers, because eventually we will hit turn timer. Although, it's kind of dumb. Okay. He should know what these are by now, so... guess he overcommitted into that. There were, like, no more minions left. I'm gonna probably let this go for, like, 5 minutes. If that. This is not even fun to watch, probably. Really? Really? Can I draw Boom? Can't draw Boom, boys. I don't want to just concede this, because I honestly think that this could end in a draw fairly easily. If I draw Boom, I think I win. Like, the first one to draw Boom, I think, is the one who wins. That's never triggering, buddy. This is why this is AIDS. Okay. That's as much of this I can take. There was honestly no point. It was either gonna hit turn timer in an hour, or he was gonna hit boom and I was gonna concede, or I was gonna hit boom and then the other person most likely concedes. So at this point, he has, I guess, better odds theoretically of not drawing a Weasel Tunneler, but it was just, there was no point. There was no more point to that game. It was just gonna be who had more patience, and I did not have more patience. Partially because I've been meaning to get to bed. I was trying to get to bed at 4, so I recorded early, and then I recorded an hour-long video, and I didn't get to upload it. So, anyways, with all that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this other video. That last game, little tilting, not gonna lie. And, yeah. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Rep the gang, and I'll ship you guys some cookies. And I'll see you guys in the next one, right, guys? Peace.